So I'm sure everyone's aware of the school shooting by this point, 2 days after when it happened on February 14th, aka Valentine's Day. And I gotta say, over the past couple of shootings, I've been largely apathetic to them because of how normal it's been in our society. And I don't like feeling apathetic to this kind of thing. I don't. I had a rant planned out and everything like that, but I understand that I'm not the best ranter in the world. I tend to yell a little louder than I should. I tend to let my emotions get in the way of trying to sell a good point, as opposed to when I just want to, I want to sound angry and stuff like that. And I'm not going to mention the shooter's name. That motherfucker, he's getting enough fame from the mainstream media and all that type of shit. And I understand they're trying to do their jobs. They're trying to tell people who the victim was, or who the shooter was, and they want to find out what his motive was. And I'm not going to say his name a single time in this entire video. I refuse to say his fucking name, even though it's right there on the screen right now. I refuse to say his fucking name because this isn't about him. It's about a epidemic in this country where The Onion posted an article, I think it was back in 2004. This is a problem in this country, and there's nothing we can do about it. It says the only country where this happens, or something along those lines. Something needs to be fucking done. Something needs to be fucking done because I'm tired of logging on. Like when I go to work, when I get my morning shit out of the way, when I have a breather or whatever, I check the news. I see what's going on in the world. I'm tired of seeing kids getting fucking killed because some psychopath decided, I'm going to shoot up a school. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of people shooting up churches. I'm tired of people shooting up schools. I'm tired of people shooting up universities. I'm fucking sick and goddamn tired of it. And so are a lot of other people. Congress, do your fucking jobs. I understand. Gun control probably won't work. I understand. Background checks, they're not flawless. But they can prevent some shit. If you were even able to cut it by a percentile of, say, 10%, well, guess what? You've saved lives. You've done something. You've acted. You did the best you could. If 10% is all you can generate, at least you did something. At least you took action. But you haven't taken action. And how many goddamn years has it been since we've had these mass school shootings? Let's start, I want to say Columbine, but we can go further back than that. Weapons have only gotten deadlier. Guns have only gotten deadlier. And again, I don't think gun control works. I don't think it'll get the results that people want it to give. I understand why people come to that conclusion, but people who are violent will naturally be violent. And there was a posting on I think it was a Joe Rogan that actually I need to pause the video real quick because I want to read it out to you because it resonated with me. It really said something to me. So let me hold up and pull up Joe Rogan's podcast. And here it is. It's not access to mental health or guns from my perspective. I have had the good fortune to travel a lot, and I have seen widespread access to guns in many countries. In Guatemala, I heard a driver who had a sawed-off shotgun stuck between the seats. I watched as a Coca-Cola truck filled a soda machine as a guy stood next to it with a AK-47 guarding it. In Thailand, my father-in-law has a SNW .357 right in Bangkok. Getting a gun isn't very hard in Thailand, and there is shooting ranges right in the city. Shooting ranges right in the city. I don't think English is his first language, but at the same time, I'm also kind of butchering his wording. But anyways, in Russia, you can own semi-automatic rifles, shotguns, pistols, are limited to rubber bullet models. Yet in these countries, they don't have mass shootings. Something I brought up earlier. Russia is a rule gun owning culture, yet they don't shoot up schools. Why? Does anybody really believe Guatemala, for instance, has better access to mental health than the United States? Fuck no. Exactly. The United States has many, 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 many resources, but we don't utilize them. Why? Why don't we utilize them? Why doesn't Congress fucking act? Why doesn't Congress do their fucking jobs? I know people want to blame Trump and yell at Trump and all that other shit, but it's not the president's fault. Congress and the House of Representatives are the ones that make and pass the laws. The president can veto them, but the president is not the one you want to yell at. It's Congress and the House of Representatives. They are the people you need to reach out to, that you need to pressure to do their jobs, to do what you elected them to do in the first fucking place. That is what I want people to realize. Stop yelling at Trump. Yelling at Trump's not going to do anything good for you. It's not. I think for people like Rogan, it's hard to see what the average American is. Yeah, he's a rich guy, whatever. Low respect. Skimming through it. To put it simply, we have a terminally sick country and a sick culture. I agree. However, it's not because of video games or movies or TV or anything like that. It's not because of that shit. It's because parents are fucking lazy. Because parents don't raise their fucking kids right anymore. And if parents had a more active role in their kids, maybe their kids wouldn't be so fucked up. And another thing to point out is that the FBI was aware of how fucked up and deranged this motherfucker was. But they didn't do shit. So maybe there's a systemic problem in the people that we are entrusted to believe that will actually do their fucking jobs and protect us, aka the FBI. The FBI didn't do their fucking job this time, people. They didn't do their fucking jobs. They fucked up. And 17 people are fucking dead. Many of which were fucking kids that were on their way to their futures. Some were about to graduate. Some had scholarships lined up, but they're dead now because the FBI fucked up yet a fucking again. Big shocker, I know. There's so many fucking problems in this country, and our government does not recognize them. And I don't know if it's out of willful ignorance or negligence or whatever the case may fucking be, but our government's not doing their fucking jobs anymore. They're not. They're fucking us over. And I'm trying to, jump into the Alex Jones like, oh, conspiracy. They're turning the frogs gay with the water. Or any of that crap. It's just, I want a government that does its fucking job. I want elected officials to stand by their principles and do what the people voted them into office to do. Do your job. Act upon the promises you made to the people that elected you. But you're failing us. I don't care if you're fucking Republican or if you're Democrat. You're both failing. I'm not a subscriber to the subjective outrage in regards to this fucking bullshit. Which, if I can dial back to a Tommy Lauren post, she was like, not even 24 hours and people are posting their political rhetoric. Yeah, if the motherfucker was a fucking Muslim or an illegal immigrant, you'd be doing the same goddamn thing, you fucking bitchy-ass cunt. You'd be doing the same goddamn thing, but only if it fits the narrative. If it doesn't fit the narrative, oh no, we shouldn't be political. We shouldn't be talking about politics not even 24 hours after the fact. Fuck off, you fucking dumbass broad. Go suck a cock, you piece of shit. I'm so sick of you popping up every time I log on to whatever fucking website I get to. I wish you'd shut the hell up and just fuck off. And that goes for the left as well. When the left says, well, if we had more gun control, gun control ain't gonna fix a fucking thing. We just need background checks that fucking work, because there's no goddamn reason this motherfucker should have owned a gun. Not at all. And, because he trained with some alt-righters, Freudian slip there, if he had trained with some white supremacists, which, as far as I know, has been confirmed as a thing, he got paramilitary training with them, which, what? And he was able to own a gun? Really? Are you fucking kidding me right now? That shows a clear sign, at least in the case of Florida, that their background check system ain't fucking working. It needs reforming. It needs to be overhauled. It needs to fucking work to protect people. We should have the right to own a firearm. That I agree with. But we also need to protect our fucking people. We need to protect our goddamn people. That's your job, government. That is your job. Protecting people. Enforcing laws to help protect people. Make your background checks fucking work. This 19-year-old piece of shit should not have ever owned a fucking an AR goddamn 15. This motherfucker can buy an AR-15, but he can't get a fucking beer at a bar. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Tell me, what's more deadly? A 19-year-old with a beer or a fucking 19-year-old with an AK AR-15? What is more deadly to the American society? What is more deadly to people? What is more deadly to fucking kids? Fucking tell me, government. And to all you people that sit on the party lines, fuck off. The party lines don't fucking matter. They're both a part of the same goddamn problem. They just say two different things, but they're a part of the same goddamn coin. Anyway, 7X, your comment, perfect. I love it. And I want to, finish up here. I realize I didn't finish the comment and I went off on a tangent. I'm fucking angry, as you can tell. I'm pretty goddamn fucking angry. Because kids are dead. For no fucking reason. Because the government fails to fucking act. Anyways, to put it simply, we have a terminally sick country and a sick culture. Half the country hates the other half. No fucking kidding, dude. We only care about material things, consumption, money, and vanity. True. We don't care for our fellow man, for our neighbors, or have a sense of the greater good for the majority over the few. Here it's, fuck you, I got mine, I earned it, I earned this, or God gave it to me. And so if you're poor, you probably deserve it, which Republicans do have a tendency to guilt the poor for being poor, as in they kind of brought it upon themselves. Whereas the Democrats tend to exploit them and say, like, I'm going to act to better your lot in life, but in reality, I'm just going to keep you in the same spot, so you'll keep voting for me. So they both fucking suck by default. All the while, we know America is falling apart. Again, half the country blames the other half. I'm not here to tell you which half is right. Neither half is right. Both sides have points, but they're not wholly right. You look at how many people want background checks at work. It's an overwhelming majority, but the NRA is so fucking up the government's ass that it's like it might not ever happen as long as the status quo continues to be the status quo. The reality isn't lost on our youth, on the kids who bully each other over vanity and wealth, of kids who come home each day to overworked, depressed, angry, or suicidal parents. Our country and culture is dying. Now, granted, I myself have never experienced coming home to overworked, depressed, or angry, or suicidal parents, but I can understand that being a thing right now. Because people are overworked to fucking hell. Because we don't have maternity leave, we don't have a lot of things that help benefit the workers. We only care about the fucking big bucks owners. That's all the government fucking cares about in this day and age. That's all they fucking care about. Is the big bucks and the bottom line. The two big B's, the two big bitches that they love to just cater to. This is much bigger than just guns or access to mental health. Agreed. It is like standing beside your home. Oh yeah, here is the creme de crop, the coup de grace of this amazing fucking point 7X made. 7X, if you have a channel, I want people to subscribe to you, dude. It is like standing beside your home engulfed in flames and saying, is the problem a lack of fire extinguishers or too many fire hazards? Call 911, motherfucker. You need to put the fire out first. What more needs to be fucking said about that fucking thing? This guy nailed it on the head and then some. 7X, hats off to you, dude. I hope you have a wonderful fucking weekend. Anyways, let's see. Is this the article? Because I've got a couple pulled up right now because I was doing some fucking reading. Yep, this is the one. So I'm not going to read off each one because there are a lot of them. And I don't know if this is all 17 victims, but either way, I want you guys to have, a read off of each of the victims. These are the people that fucking matter. These are the people that we should look at and realize, hey, something needs to fucking change so that a fucking 14-year-old fucking girl doesn't get killed just going to fucking school. Some shit needs to fucking change. And I'm tired of seeing kids getting killed for no fucking reason while the incompetent government sits there and makes the big bucks not doing their fucking jobs. Or how about this? A teacher, 35 years old, helped some kids get into cover, kept them safe, but he's dead. And what is Congress going to do? Probably jack shit. They didn't do anything when Newton got shut up. They didn't do anything when Aurora got shut up. Or how about the University of Virginia when they got shut up? And how many students, was it like 30 plus students died because of some fucking jackass with a gun? Something needs to fucking change. Something has to change. You cannot simply do nothing. And you know what? If you feel like your government isn't doing shit, stop voting for the same motherfuckers in the first place. I'm so sick and tired of seeing kids get killed for no fucking reason. over an incompetent government and a fucking divided ass fucking population for no reason other than what the media fucking says. I'm sick of this shit. So goddamn sick of it. 14 years old, Martin. I don't want to mispronounce the guy's name out of respect for him, but Martin. Nicholas Doret. Aaron Face, who has been a big featured story piece because of what he did. He shielded students as they were getting shot, and he unfortunately passed away. He was a father, too, and a husband. He died for no fucking reason. He saved many lives. I'll grant you that. But there was no reason that this fucking incident should have happened in the first fucking place if our government can actually do their fucking jobs. Jamie Guttenberg, 14. Christopher Hickson, 49, a fucking veteran. A fucking veteran. Luke Hoyer, 15. Carol Logren, 14. Gina Montalto, 14 as well. Joaquin Oliver, 17. Elena Petty, 14. Meta Polak, 18 years old. Carmen Schintrup, 16. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing any of these names, but I'm just kind of rolling through them. But yeah, it looks like that's the end of it. So this isn't a complete list of the victims. I thought I had a complete list. This might be the wrong page. And I think I closed it. Yeah, I got that paused. Damn, I think I closed the article, but either way, I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be, but you know, you get the point. Another shooting, another day in America. 17 people dead. 15 of which are students. Is anything going to change? Probably not. It's probably going to be the same old fucking speak and spell that Congress does, that our government does. People will blame guns. People will blame a lack of gun control. They'll bitch about it on Facebook, Instagram, social media, whatever the case may be, just like I'm bitching about it right here on fucking YouTube. And not a fucking thing's going to get done. It'll spin around for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, 2 months tops. People go silent until the next shooting rolls up, and then suddenly everybody's talking about all the other shootings again. And then we can all subjectively get angry at each other because we think one way or another. Because we can't come to an agreement anymore. I hate being apathetic, but the way the divide works between people, it makes it hard not to be apathetic. It's like, what the fuck can you do at this point? You can vote the best you can, but you're just one person. And that's why we as a people collectively need to vote the change that we want. And if people would stop talking and start listening, maybe some shit would get done, and maybe less kids would fucking die to psychopaths with fucking guns. And I said it once and I'll say it again. There is no fucking reason this motherfucker should have owned a gun in the first goddamn place. I don't think anybody could dispute that. This motherfucker should not have owned a fucking gun. That he was able to own a gun is a fucking travesty and a sign that our background checks are not fucking working. And it's like the first example. There is a decade and actually not even a decade. There are decades of evidence in the past to say, hey, guess what? You know, I think maybe our background checks just aren't fucking working anymore. I don't know what it is, but I mean, there's been like a good chunk of mass shootings, a lot of gun violence. Maybe some background checks are in order, you know. Maybe gun control doesn't necessarily work because, you know, the gun-free zones tend to accumulate all the guns, and then they sell them to the gun-restricted zones, and gun violence escalates there while people are sitting on a pretty penny, stuff like that. I'm not saying it's official organizations doing it, but criminals are criminals. They will do what they need to do to get the means necessary to do what they want to do. They're criminals. They don't fucking care about the law. Which is to say, laws will not prevent a tragedy entirely. Calling it a tragedy at this point. Tragedies are unexpected. Jesus, that's fucked up to say. This isn't even a tragedy anymore. Because tragedies are unexpected. What the fuck anymore? I think I'm done. I just killed my own brain by saying that. It's like, Jesus, I just realized it's not a tragedy anymore. It's like, oh, another daily occurrence. All right. Well, let's see if anything gets there. Probably not, but let's see if something changes. Anyway, folks, if any of you who have been affected by this tragedy come up on this video, know that for whatever it's worth, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry that your loved ones were lost, that your friends were lost. And I hope for those that are still injured, because there are still people that are in the hospital recovering from their wounds, and I hope they get better. I don't want to see that number 17 go any fucking higher. And I pray with the biggest grain of salt that this is the shooting that actually enacts some fucking change, but I have my doubts. I think everybody has their doubts. I think a lot of people are like, it's just the wheel spinning, it's another cog in the machine. That time of year again. We'll argue, bitch about it all over social media, the government will say some things, celebrities will say some things. We'll get angry about it, then we'll forget about it until the next one rolls in, and on the pattern goes. Anyway, folks, I've been Luke of Light, and I sincerely hope I never have to make another video like this again. I want to talk about happy stuff. I want to do gameplay videos. I want to talk about how EA fucks up all the fucking time. I don't want to talk about kids getting shut up in schools. I hate talking about that shit. I hate talking about politics, but that's another story for a different day. But anyway, folks, have a safe week. Have a good and have a safe weekend. Luke of Light out.